Landry, Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. It's kind of like welcome back. I was here when you did the pre-draft workout a few years ago. Did you feel like you had a good chance of coming here then? And what were your thoughts about it in those days?
Yeah, pre-draft, I remember it well. This building looks a lot different. A lot's changed with this organization in these 3 years. And I remember I felt really good after my workout. Definitely saw this as a place I would have liked to have been picked up by. And now here I am, 3.5 years later. So it's cool. I'm excited to be here.
Just with the sports game. First off, welcome. And
thank you.
How do you think your skills will help the team get better, or what do you think you can give the team that maybe are possibly missing?
Yeah, my goal in camp is to come in, identify my role as quickly as possible, whatever that looks like. Whether it's playing off the ball, being a threat, shooting the ball, or if I'm needed in a more ball dominant way. I feel like I can play both positions, and that's something I want to be able to do and show. Whatever it is, I feel like I'll be able to help us from an IQ standpoint, knowing how to play with my teammates, get guys open, get into complicated actions, and get easy buckets. So, I'm just excited in that facet to get to know these guys, learn Devin and Chris, and see how, hopefully I can help make, that backcourt better and make their lives easier.
Hey, Landry, Mikel, also Arizona Sports. Welcome to Phoenix.
Thank you.
I had a two-part question for you. Mikel was talking about the relationship you guys have being a part of the draft. Can you speak on that a little bit more?
Yeah.
Just knowing Mikel over this time.
Yeah, no, same draft class. It's cool. Like, him, me, DA, Chandler, all the same draft class. So I remember the rookie transition program being in the same group as Mikel and DA. So obviously got to, know those two pretty well, Mikel especially. And it's cool. It's great to be in this culture with a bunch of young guys similar in age, with the goal of growing and getting better and just working. So Mikel's a great person, better person than he is a basketball player for sure. So it's cool. It's a good group.
When Mikel was talking about you, he was kind of jokingly saying he was watching you in Philly and he knew your college game. So when you were this spot-up shooter moving around like JJ, he was talking to like Phil Booth and Phil Nova teammates being like, Landry was a point guard, right? He wasn't. So I want to ask you that as bringing that up to Mikel, so you can talk about that later. But also, just how comfortable you feel playing different roles in an offense, whether you're going to be on the ball, off the ball, being used as a shooter, and things like that.
It's fun. We were just having that whole conversation in the locker room the other day. He brought it up. Was making fun of me, and very different stylistically how I've played so far in the NBA as opposed to college. But it's still there. Those tools are still there, and it's something I want to be able to show, be able to do. It's exciting. This type of style of offense will, allow opportunities to do that. Playing for Monty, I know him well and what he likes to do. I don't really, like I said, I'm going to take camp as just analyzing things, figuring out, okay, how can I help? In what situations can I fit in and assert myself maybe on the ball? How can I get guys open off the ball using my movement? And it's just going to be a feeling out process. I know I have both. I know I can do both, and I will long term. It's just a matter of figuring it out.
Landry, I'm Mark Carlson from Spanish on radio. Seeing how you came from a team in the East that's competitive now to another team here on the West that's competitive, is there any differences that you noticed, like right off the bat, that like how it was in Brooklyn compared to here in Phoenix?
It's a younger group, right? We got a couple vets here, but most of my career I've played on older teams, older, more veteran-based teams, guys who have solidified themselves 10 plus years in the league. It's just a different feel. Like it feels a little more like college here. We're sharing a practice facility with the Mercury. Like you're seeing the women's teams. It's just a completely different feel. It's really cool. It's refreshing for sure. I've been lucky to be in some great and unique organizations, and I'm excited, here to be able to soak this up and already seeing, how special it is. So I'm excited.
What does it mean to Arizona PS Compact News? What does it mean to play for, so as you mentioned, such a young team, but has such high aspirations and I've already been there
right.
Just last year, didn't quite get that title, but now looking to go right back when you don't usually see such a young team, especially one that didn't have as many expectations, such high expectations last year, and now have those expectations. What does it feel like to jump on the ship?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be different this year, though. Obviously last year coming into the season, those expectations weren't there. Team gets to the finals, gets a taste of it. Now fans, you guys, even us internally, it's like, okay, well, this is what we were able to do. How can we get there and go past that point? So that off the bat, changes things a little bit just from an expectation standpoint. But it is cool to that a young group that is able to, grow together, play together, develop collectively is special in the NBA. So, and you guys are seeing that right now. I'm excited to be a part of it and hopefully add to it.
Landry, you mentioned Monty. How did you guys form such a quick bond like that in Philly just over a year? It's something that he's talked about with you in the past, and just how much easier is that transition going to be for you to a new team, knowing it's a guy like Monty who you have a connection with already?
Yeah, I mean, and I was lucky in Philly. I had a lot of good older presences in my life, from JJ on the floor to Monty. He really made it his mission to just take me under his wing. I remember very early, I was going to work with him, and it wasn't even the coaching and how hard he was on me on the basketball court. It was off the court. I remember it was like one workout I showed up and had like a chain on, just like I forgot to take my little thin gold necklace off, and he was on my ass about it. It's like, what do you think this is? This isn't about you. We'll take that chain off, or just it might be a little thing or a petty thing, but just instilling this like professionalism, and just hold me accountable, kept me very even. If I played really well for a while, he would find a way to bring me back down to this midline. If I wasn't playing very well, he'd find a way to joke with me, build confidence in a workout, get me back up to that midline. So he made it his goal that year to really take me under his wing, and we grew off the court. He would send me books and excerpts and stuff to read. So definitely like more of a role model than a coach, in that sense. So I'm excited to be able to play for him again.
Any book titles that you can share?
The biggest one was Chop Wood, Carry Water. I still live by that. Just doing the little things, regardless of where you're at in your progression, how good things are, bad things are. That's kind of the overriding message. Like, at the end of the day, you still got to go to the well, get the water, chop wood, do the simple basic tasks and that you might not want to do. So he sent me that, and that definitely stuck with me. Still have it.
There's got to be a little bit of mental gymnastics going on with being on your fourth team in 3 years.
Did you get mental gymnastics from Monty? He says that too. A lot. I've heard that way too many times. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
What are you telling yourself about year 4 going into, because you're a super free agent next year? About, is there anything you're going to do differently, or do you just feel like this has just been circumstantial getting you on these different teams?
Yeah, it's, the first time I got traded, I took it very personal. Was wondering why this team didn't want me, why did they give me up, yada, yada, yada. Not good enough. What was the reason? But it taught me early on what the business was like. And, it's my fourth team in 4 years. So there's times where you are thinking, damn, like I haven't stuck anywhere yet. Like, why, what's going on? But, also it's good to remind myself, like, somehow I'm ending up on teams who have, gone further, now have higher expectations. Like, I still am ending up on competitors. And I think there's value in that, seeing that, recognizing that it is kind of circumstantial. It's not that, I'm not good enough or whatever. I know I am, and I'm going to be. So it's just, I see it more as this team taking me in, sees value in me, and hopefully adding to their group. And that's what I want to do.
Time for 2 more.
Yeah, the thing is, Arizona Republic. You played in 3 other major markets before you came here. This is more of a smaller one, and for younger players, sometimes bigger markets could be, lend itself to bigger distractions for them. You find that there's less distractions. You can focus more on basketball compared to being in Los Angeles, Philadelphia, and Brooklyn.
I think New York, honestly, was last year it was in the midst of COVID. it was probably the least distractions you could possibly have. Yeah, I mean, being here, kind of the lifestyle, like, you know, not living in the city, in the mix, like it is a little slower, a little more easy to feel grounded. And, you know, I haven't had a ton of difficulty managing like distractions in terms of that interfering with my career. So regardless of where I've been, I haven't felt like that's been overwhelming, but it is, the lifestyle here definitely tends itself towards, you know, being locked in and focused on hoop. So.
Landry, Nick King from 3TV CBS 5. Any sense of what it'll be like playing for Monty Williams as head coach as opposed to assistant coach?
Yeah, I mean, I know him, know how he coaches. He was very hands-on in Philly and did coach us a lot as a team. So I do know him, his personality. Obviously not as a head coach. I'm excited to, but I know him and I know how he's going to coach and, you know, how to take things and what to listen to. So I'm excited, really excited to be back here, kind of full circle. I feel really good about it here. And just excited to get acclimated with this group and with Monty and the rest of the coaching staff.